Just a couple of days ago, Wendy Williams seemed to be the happiest person on the planet. She won the hearing against her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, and it seemed like she could finally enjoy her life in peace. But apparently, the fight for spousal support is not over, and Hunter plans to take the case to mediation. Now Wendy, who has been struggling with all sorts of issues, including her health problems and the battle with her bank Wells Fargo, which had frozen her assets, is facing yet another unpleasant encounter, her ex, who can't stop leeching off her. Wendy is emotionally drained and she is not sure she is strong enough to deal with everything at once. Hi everyone and welcome back to Celeb Live channel. We keep our eyes on the most discussed events in show business and always bring you the hottest updates. Feels like we didn't even have enough time to celebrate Wendy's victory against her ex-spouse Kevin Hunter when the former TV star was informed that Kevin still had the chance to get his alimony back. Now, Wendy panics because this ongoing battle for her millions can aggravate her fragile health and even result in Kevin's victory. But will the next judge be on Wendy's side as well? Stay with us until the end of this video so you won't miss any detail. Wendy Williams was known as the gossip queen in the United States, but now we only hear her name when there is some mess going on. And knowing that it was her ex-husband who created this pile of Wendy's problems from the beginning, we are surprised to hear that he keeps pushing further. After losing in court, Hunter doesn't even think of giving up, because the judge himself gave him a reason to continue this charade with a lawsuit. Although Kevin's petition was denied, the judge said that the parties are to participate in binding arbitration. This basically means that Kevin can still proceed with his demand for spousal support. And we fear that he will, even knowing the state of Wendy's health. He has no respect for his ex-wife and thinks about his own enrichment. Little does he care about her condition, which may become worse at any moment. Wendy has a lot on her plate right now. She lost her main source of income. Her son is not talking to her. Her problems with alcohol are getting worse. Her millions are frozen in the bank. And atop of all that, her ex-husband is trying to sue her to get some cash for his new family. So, of course, she feels threatened by new Hunter's claims after the court. As one source said to People magazine, her healing is going slower than everyone had hoped. She continues to deal with a number of medical issues, including Graves' disease, and she and her team are taking it one day at a time. Apart from Kevin's infidelity, one of the major blows in Wendy's life was the cancellation of her TV show, which came as a complete surprise for her. Well, due to her health issues, she missed most of the final season of the show because at that point, after Kevin got his mistress pregnant, Wendy was basically on the edge. We can only guess how many physical and emotional challenges Ms. Williams had to deal with at that time. But not only her show is canceled, it feels like the entire career of Mrs. Williams was wiped out. The social media channels of her show were removed after the final episode was aired. So maybe it was a contractual thing, but it seems like huge disrespect toward Wendy's effort and hard work. It's unclear how she managed to bear this news, but one thing is for sure, it didn't add many positive vibes to her messy life. Apart from her thriving career on TV coming to its dawn, she also lost all means of income, and the show creators didn't even pay her for the last season of The Wendy Williams Show, which is about $55,000 per episode and $10 million per year. And in the middle of all this, her ex finds nothing better than to sue her for not sponsoring his lavish lifestyle anymore. But even if Wendy wanted to give him more money, she is incapable to do it at the moment. Last year, Williams' bank Wells Fargo froze her assets after assuming that the TV star was the victim of exploitation, dementia, or undue influence in explosive court filings. As a result of this, Wendy was forbidden to use her money and given a financial guardian who now makes all payments on her behalf. And apparently, this guardian believes that spousal support is not that necessary. And despite Wendy being not happy about the situation, there's still positive news. Kevin doesn't get a dime. And although Kevin is perfectly aware that Wendy herself is struggling with financial problems, it doesn't stop him from taking her to court over and over. Apparently, he expected her to work on TV forever and send him fat checks so he can do nothing and happily flip pancakes with his mistress Sharina Hudson. It's time for Kevin to wake up because Wendy can barely cover her own expenses. One fan reasoned, if someone doesn't want to work anymore and can afford to take care of their own needs, you can't force them. Wendy can decide for herself if she wants to work or not. Well, whether it's Wendy's decision to stop working entirely or was she forced out of the show, the fact remains. She was the only one providing for her own family, which includes herself and her son Kevin Jr. and the family of leeches, Aka Kevin and Sharina. And now, with no more alimony checks, they try all sorts of tricks, from begging Wendy's financial guardian to pay his bills to threatening her with new lawsuits. Knowing how exhausting it may be for Mrs. Williams, Kevin should shut his mouth and devote more energy to finding a proper job, but the man has no shame inside him. But for now, it's a lost battle for Kevin. Wendy's attorney clearly emphasized that as long as Wendy doesn't work on TV or has an equivalent amount of income, Kevin should not expect any payments from her. But one of Wendy's recent statements was a sparkle of hope for her ex-husband. The former TV host said, "I'm going to be back on The Wendy Show, bigger and brighter than ever." Well, we are not sure that she meant being back on TV because her show had been canceled entirely. But Wendy has recently announced that she was working on her own podcast. Maybe Kevin and Sharina are confident that they can get a chunk of the podcast revenue. That's why they keep unnerving Wendy with lawsuits. Sharina even had the nerve to criticize Mrs. Williams publicly. On her Instagram, she posted a story reading, "Happy and healthy is all I'm on right now. The clickbait is real. I guess they need the storyline to continue for a podcast." A lot of fans are enraged by such audacity. They can't believe that Kevin isn't able to digest the fact that his time of mooching is over, and he should find something better than trying to milk Wendy's accounts. They strongly disapprove of his behavior and ask him to leave Wendy alone. One person commented on the current situation, "Just one example of how God doesn't bless mess. He left his wife for his mistress, and now he can't pay his bills. Make that girl get a job and go apply for one with her." And another fan said, "Sad that he, as man, expects her to pay him? No show, so there is no money for him. Smart to structure alimony based on if she has the show." It's so sad to see Wendy's comeback being delayed because of Kevin and Sharina's pathetic lawsuits. And fans agree that Wendy's health is in priority at the moment. They are impatiently waiting for her to be back in that purple chair and serve them some good tea. But as long as the pair of moochers is hovering above her, this might be difficult. What do you think? What do you think? What Kevin's expectations to get Wendy's money are based on? Apart from his audacity, share your opinions in the comments below. We really want to know what you're thinking. And as always, make sure to give this video big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back very soon with the updates on this drama.